Hello there, Guardians. Welcome back to all the videos on this channel, and today I bring a theory that may come across as a little far and crazy, but it could possibly be true. Just hear me out, and if there are any holes you can find in this theory, let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to discuss these with you guys. Alright, without further ado, let's get into this. The armor of the exile earned through glory in the trials of Osiris has some great details about Osiris himself, and possible hints towards what happened to him. Let's start with the helm of the exile for the Titan. It quotes the following: "Don't you find it strange that the one called the speaker rarely has anything useful to say?" And that comes from the sayings of the disciples. The definition of a disciple is a follower of an idea. Keep that in your head for later. But it also shows some kind of aggravation towards him. I mean, he's the speaker of the traveler, so they prove a very valid point. What has the speaker said that's so important about our light and how we can use it effectively? Exactly, nothing whatsoever. This guy sits around and does nothing all day. He just looks important. And I think this anger has built up over the years. For now they are saying about themselves that he is some kind of threat. The next hint is from the Mark of the Exile. It quotes the following: "Though the city won a great battle at the Twilight Gap, it lost an even greater mind." From Sister Loop. Who would be the greater mind other than our boy Osiris? And don't forget, he was lost at the Battle of the Twilight Gap. While some could say we're speaking of Saint 14, he really shows no relevance here, and his status isn't confirmed dead nor alive, so for all we know he could be fine. Now the Boots of the Exile quote the following: "Many followed him when he left, if not with their feet, then with their hearts." This is where the definition of disciple becomes important, because if people had followed them out, aka the disciples, then that means they were exiled as well, which brings us to another idea that should have been mentioned long ago. Why was Osiris exiled? I believe that Osiris had found something out terrible about the speaker, that the speaker is not a user of light. No, he is far from that. He's working with the darkness. Don't believe me? Here's a question. Why was Tolan exiled from the tower? It may seem irrelevant, but let's think. Tolan was the first ever guardian to communicate with the darkness, and he had understood it. If you understand your enemy, why exile the only person who can actually make a statement that may be true about our understanding of the darkness? Because the speaker wants us guardians to fail. And for the sake of argument, for the guardians who think Tolan was possessed by the darkness, think this: if Tolan was darkness, then why would he have told us about the second coming of Crota on Earth? And when he would arrive years before it happened. Tolan knew the darkness. That's how he was able to find its secrets and bind it to his will. Osiris also left willingly, as quoted before, with followers. Those followers are brothers/sisters of Osiris. To find more willing guardians who may be able to start an uprising against the speaker, they created the Trials of Osiris. And also there's two sets of Trials of Osiris armor: the Exile set and the Watcher set. Also notice Watcher. It's a little unsettling, come to think of it. But for the Watcher armor, for a full set, you need to keep the helmet of the exiled. And we're talking about a full set of Trials of Osiris armor. I think that symbolizes the Watchers also the exiled. So in the Trials of Osiris, you are being watched and tested by Osiris to see if you're worthy enough for him. Our final hint towards the truth is a quote from the Cloak of the Exile. Was he exiled? Did he leave willingly? Was the parting angry? Peaceful? Is he dead? Alive? In a word, yes. That's from Sister Flora. Now notice how she says yes to each of these questions, implying all are true. He was exiled. He left willingly, knowing the truth about the speaker. He was angry about it, but there was nothing he could do about it. For a battle was about to begin, the Battle of the Twilight Gap, which leads to another thing. He had left peacefully, but he had faked his death using the Battle of the Twilight Gap as a scapegoat. He did it so he wouldn't be hunted down for prey by the speaker. So this sums up the theory, Guardians. Tell me your opinions in the comment section down below, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.